Welcome students of the ninth class to the discussion of the questions given in the exercise of chapter 2. To go with the first question, how do you fix the position of a point on a sheet of graph paper? This is given on page 7, that is the beginning of the chapter. And it is in the fourth paragraph. One series of lines is drawn from North Pole to South Pole called meridians of longitude, while the other series of lines drawn parallel to the equator are called parallels of latitude. This network of meridian parallels is called Earth's grid. This is up to Earth with precision. So these are the two paragraphs which pertain to the question number 1. The next question is, why are distances from reference lines measured in angles? Now this is the answer which is not exactly given in your book. So it is better I dictate the answer to you. The answer would be, since the latitudes and the longitudes are actually points of intersection with the Earth's surface from the center of the Earth, the distances from the reference lines are measured in angles. I repeat the answer. Since the latitudes and the longitudes are actually points of intersection with the Earth's surface from the center of the Earth, the distances from reference lines are measured in angles. Thus, this gives us more accuracy in measuring the distances. Now, question number 3. How are the poles of the Earth fixed? That is on page number 8. It is in the second column, the first paragraph. The Earth rotates on an imaginary axis, the two ends of which appears as points on the Earth's surface and are called poles of the Earth. The pole which points towards the pole star is called the North Pole, while the opposite pole is the South Pole. The next question is question number 4. What do you mean by the latitude of a place? Now that is given on page number 8, and it is under the concept of latitudes. The latitude of a place, say point A, is the angular distance of a point north and south of the equator measured in degrees. That is the answer. The next question is question number 5. How are latitudes measured? That is page number 8. It's page 8. How are latitudes measured? Again, it is under concepts of latitude. It is, if point A is located 40 degrees to the north of the equator, the latitude of a place of A is expressed as 40 degree north. If point B is located 60 degree to the south of the equator, the latitude of B is 60 degree south. In this way, every place is located on the surface of the Earth with reference to the latitudes. Now the next question, that is question number 6. Explain why there is no higher latitude than 90 degree north and 90 degree south. Now again I dictate the answer to you. All of surfaces of circles make a maximum angle of 90 degree from the plane of the equator. Therefore, maximum latitude is 90 degree north in northern hemisphere and 90 degrees south in southern hemisphere. I repeat, all of surfaces of circles make a maximum angle of 90 degree from the plane of the equator. Therefore, maximum latitude is 90 degree north in the northern hemisphere and 90 degrees south in the southern hemisphere. Now, the next question is question number 7. Explain why the lines of latitudes are called parallels of latitude. That is given on page number 8 again. It is under lines of latitude in the first column. This is the answer in the last paragraph. All lines of latitudes are circles parallel to the equator. Therefore, lines of latitudes are called parallels of latitude. The two poles are, however, points 90 degree north and 90 degree south. Now the next question, is the eighth question. Name 5 important parallels of latitude. This is again on page number 9. It is in the second column. The first paragraph itself, besides the equator and the two poles, the other important lines of latitudes are the Tropic of Cancer. The values of them are given: 23.5 degree north, Tropic of Capricorn 23.5 degrees south, Arctic Circle 66.5 degree north, and the Antarctic Circle is 66.5 degree south. Now these are the important latitudes. They have been demarcated on the surface of the earth on the basis of the vertical rays and slanting rays of the sun. Next question. What are the limits of the North Temperate Zone? That is question number 9. What are the limits of the North Temperate Zone? And it is on page 12. Here it is. The North Temperate Zone, 23.5 degree north to 66.5 degree north, lies between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle. That is the answer. The next question is the 10th question. Which is the reference line for measuring longitudes? And that is given on page number 13. Page number 13. It is under the longitudes and prime meridian. The Greenwich meridian is the reference line for measuring east-west distances and the longitudes. Next question is question number 11. What is meant by the longitude of a place? It is again on page number 13. It is in the second column under concept of longitude. The longitude of a point is the angular distance of the point east or west of the Greenwich meridian. The next question is question number 12. Explain why the lines of longitudes are called meridians of longitude. It is again on page number 13. We had answered this question in our previous videos. Here it is under lines of longitude in the second column. Lines of longitudes are called meridians because all places along the same meridian of longitude experiences noon or midday at the same time. Now the next question. State 2 properties of the lines of latitude. State 2 properties of the lines of latitude is on page number 9. Page 9. Under the lines of latitude, you can take this definition as one of the points. A line of latitude is an imaginary line which joins all places having the same angular distance north and south of the equator. You can take this as the second point. The equator 0 degree is the longest line of latitude. The length of the equator is equal to the circumference of the earth. Other lines of latitudes are of shorter length. The length of lines of latitude decreases with distance away from the equator. Then you can take this as the another point. All lines of latitudes are circles parallel to the equator. Therefore, lines of latitudes are called parallels of latitude. The two poles are, however, points 90 degree north and 90 degrees south. So, these are some of the properties of the latitudes which are given. The next question is state 2 properties of the lines of longitude. Now, that is on page number 13. On page number 13, properties of lines of longitudes are given. This is in the second column under lines of longitude. You can take the definition as one of the points. Lines of longitudes are lines which join all places having the same angular distance measured in degrees along the equator, east or west of the prime meridian. You can take this as another point on the globe. All lines of longitudes are imaginary lines of equal length that run from North Pole to South Pole. This is again another point. Lines of longitudes are called meridians because all places along the same meridian of longitude experience noon or midday at the same time. You can take this as yet another point. The same line of longitude is numbered 180 degree east and 180 degree west. Thus, 180 degree longitude that lies just opposite the prime meridian 0 degree together form one complete circle dividing the earth into eastern and western hemisphere. So, all these are some of the properties of lines of longitudes. The next question is the 15th question. The distance between two consecutive parallels of latitude is equal to about 111 kilometers, but the distance between two consecutive meridians of longitude is equal to 111 kilometers only at the equator. Give one reason. Now this is given on page number 14. The answer is given on page 14. Let's have a look at it. You can see this paragraph, particularly Eastern and Western Hemisphere, and we take the answer to be in the third and the fourth paragraph here. The distance between two consecutive longitudes decreases gradually with the distance away from the equator. This is because the meridians of longitude converge at the two poles, and the continuation of the answer is given in the fourth paragraph. Whereas the distance between two consecutive meridians decrease gradually, the distance between two consecutive latitude remains constant. This is because lines of latitudes are parallel lines. There is no higher latitude than 9 degree north and 9 degree south. So these two are the two paragraphs which pertain to this particular question. Then the next question is the 16th question. Explain why 1 degree latitude is equal to 111 kilometers throughout, whereas 1 degree longitude in terms of distance varies. Now this particular answer is given on page number 9 again. You can find the calculation given here, how it was calculated that the distance between two consecutive lines of latitude remains constant, and that is 111 kilometers. Here is the calculation given. Okay, you will do this up to 111 kilometers. 1 degree latitude is equal to the circumference of the earth divided by 360 degree, that is 40,000 kilometers, divided by 360 comes to 111 kilometers. That is the answer. Then question number 17. State the rate of change of time with longitude. That is given on page number 14. It is over here. Longitude and time. It is the third paragraph. The earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. This means 360 degrees of longitude are covered in a period of 24 hours. This gives rise to a time difference of 24 into 60 divided by 360, or 4 minutes for 1 degree of longitude. Now this is the answer. The next question is question number 18. How is the local time of a place fixed? That is on page number 17. Local time at a place is fixed with a reference to the path of the sun in the sky. It is 12 noon local time when the angle of inclination of the sun is maximum. This is the answer to the question. The next question is, why is standard time considered necessary? Now that is again on the same page, that is page number 17. It is in the second column under standard time, the second paragraph. In order to avoid such confusion of varying local time, we begin with the answer from here. As the local time varies from place to place, it would create considerable confusion if each place were to follow its own local time. Therefore, you will continue with the answer. In order to avoid such confusion, many countries follow uniform time throughout the country. Such uniform time is based on the central meridian of the country or the meridian on which the most important city is located. Such a central meridian is called as the standard meridian. The next question. Why do some countries have many time zones? That is given on page number 18. It is in the first column itself are time zones. Large countries like Russia, Canada and United States have vast longitudinal extent. They do not have a single standard time for whole country. They have many time zones, with each time zone covering 15 degrees of longitude. And you can just cite one example. The erstwhile Soviet Union had 11 time zones to cover 165 degrees of longitudinal extent. Now the next question. what is the international date line? That is on page number 19. Just follow the instruction that I give you. It is under this particular heading, international date line. We begin our answer here. The longitude diametrically opposite to the Greenwich meridian is numbered 180 degree east as well as 180 degree west. A peculiar situation arises at the longitude of 180 degree. We come down to this paragraph. On either side of 180 degree longitude, there is a time difference of 24 hours or 1 day. This causes confusion whenever ships or aeroplanes make trips around the world. By international agreement, the correction of the date is made along 180 degree longitude line. This is called the international date line because the date is changed whenever people cross this line by ships or aeroplanes. The answer is to be given in this way. The next question, mention two places where the international date line deviates from the 180 degree longitude. Now that is the that's page number 20. It is here. The first column, last paragraph. The date line deviates eastward in the Bering Strait between Alaska and Siberia. The line deviates westward of 180 degree longitude to include the entire Aleutian Islands to the east of the line. Further south, the date line deviates eastwards of 180 degree around Fiji and Tonga Islands. These islands keep the same date as New Zealand. So these are the two places where the international date line deviates from the 180 degree meridian. The next question is, what is a great circle? The answer again is given on page number 20. The definition is given here in bold letters. Our great circle is a circle drawn on the earth in such a way that the center of the circle is the center of the earth. The next question is, how is a great circle useful? And is given on page number 21. You can see uses of the great circles given. There are 4 points given. You shall have to write all the 4 points. We come to the last question. Except for equator, other parallels of latitudes are not great circles. Why? The answer is here. A great circle is a circle drawn on the earth in such a way that the center of the circle is the center of the earth. The radius of the great circle is same as the radius of the earth. A great circle is the largest possible circle that can be drawn on the surface of the sphere. And then we come to the first paragraph of the first column in page number 21. All lines of latitude except the equator are small circles. The center of the small circles are points other than the center of the earth. So this would be the answer. Now, there are the other questions which are given here. Define the following, distinguish between and give reasons for. Define the following. You would find the answers to these questions which have been already discussed in the answer the following questions briefly in the exercise. There are many questions which are common. Okay, so you can find out the answer from there and you can write it down. Distinguish between also you can find out and write because they are the common answers which have been already discussed. Now give reason questions I would discuss with you a little. Latitudes and longitudes are expressed in angles. It is the answer to question number 2 which we have already discussed. This is it. Why are distances from reference lines measured in angles? Is the same answer. Then question number 2. Among the parallels, the equator is the only great circle. It is again here on page number 20. It is given over here. The radius of the great circle is the same as the radius of the earth, and a great circle is the largest possible circle that can be drawn on the surface of the sphere. And not only that, a great circle is a circle drawn on the earth in such a way that the center of the circle is the center of the earth. The equator is the only parallel latitude which is a great circle. The equator divides the earth into 2 hemispheres, and the center of the equator is also the center of the earth. So since the definition of the great circle satisfies the definition of the equator, therefore the equator is the only parallel of latitude which can be called as a grid circle. Now the next question is, the distance between successive lines of latitudes remains constant. Now that is on page number 14. It is here. This is because lines of latitudes are parallel lines and they are also equidistant from each other. Remember, when I was discussing this chapter, I told you that you must mention that they are not only parallel to each other, but they are also equidistant from each other. So that is the answer to this question. The next question is, lines of longitudes are called meridians. We have already discussed it. That is answer number 17. Local time, answer number 12. Answer number 12. You see, the question is the same. Why? Explain why the lines of longitudes are called meridians of longitude. And again, explain, give reasons for the following. The fifth question, local time differs from place to place. That is on page number 17. Here in the second column, the first paragraph, local time differs from place to place because of variation in longitudes. A longitude variation of 1 degree causes a time difference of 4 minutes. That is the answer to this question. And then in the concluding part of the exercise, we have some activities. These are the problems pertaining to the calculation of longitude and time, and we have already done a few examples and worked out examples, and I have given you the rules pertaining to it also. So on the basis of these, you can carry out solve these problems. So thank you for today, children. Take care. Goodbye.